If you can solve this riddle, I will give you a great reward. But if you fail, you must leave my kingdom forever. The king posed the riddle. What has keys but can't open locks? Has space but no room? And you can enter but you cannot go outside. Hannah thought for a moment. Just as a tortoise might carefully consider a path before taking it. Then she smiled and answered, "A piano." The king was amazed. Hold on, there is a challenge coming up. There are 3 very significant moral lessons on this story, but I will mention only one at the end of the story, and I would like you to tell us the 2 other hidden but obvious moral lessons on the comment section. I would love to see who is the smartest one. The first person to get the answers correctly will get his or her name called out on my next video, and I will also introduce the winner's channel here on my next video. So please enjoy the video, but also listen carefully. One day, a great storm hit the village. Houses were damaged and the river swelled, threatening to overflow. The villagers were scared and didn't know what to do. Hannah gathered everyone and said, "We need to reinforce the river's bank and build barriers to control the flooding." With her guidance, the villagers worked together to strengthen the barriers. They used sandbags and wooden planks, and soon the river was contained. The villagers were saved from disaster. After the storm, the villagers gathered to thank the smart girl named Hannah. When the king heard of what Hannah did, he had mixed emotions. He had to send a village messenger to go and fetch Hannah for him with immediate effect. When Hannah arrived, he decided to test her level of wisdom, and Hannah impressed him totally. So, he asked her, "Young girl, what do you want?" After a short while, Hannah said that all she had ever wanted is to stay by the king's side and save her people. The king was pleased and granted her wish. She became one of the royal workers in the palace. But Hannah didn't know the king's plans, and she didn't know the dangers that awaits her. King Isobo had only one child, who was Prince Mfon, the heir to his throne, and also had a lovely wife, his piece of beauty, whom he adored so much, Queen Idara. And there was this particular young and beautiful maiden who was always on the queen's side since she was a child. Her name was Abigail. Abigail was trained by the queen since childhood to take after her as a queen when she's no more. They had this strong mother and daughter relationship, and the queen trusted her totally. Prince Mfon was both graceful and powerful. He carried himself with a natural elegance, moving with confidence and commanding presence. His strength is not just in his physical abilities, but also in his determination and leadership, making him both admirable and effective. Prince Mfon saw Abigail as a little sister rather than a future wife. Growing up, he made his mother understood how he felt about Abigail, but Queen Idara ignored him because of her selfish intentions. All she wanted was a daughter-in-law she can control, rather than a future queen. But wait a minute, who actually is Abigail and whose daughter is she? Fortunately, with the presence of Hannah in the palace, Prince Mfon soon fell in love with Hannah and made his intentions known to the king, in which he approved of it because this is also what the king wanted for his son. Hannah liked the prince too, and their love soon blossomed into something so beautiful. The queen bit by bit started liking Hannah because of her outstanding wisdom, and above all, Hannah was very beautiful and humble at the same time. Her wisdom didn't make her look down on others. Everyone who gets close to her will end up liking her. But on the other hand, Abigail was very mean to others and very rude to the maids in the palace, which is one character Prince Mfon didn't like about her. The queen soon agreed to marry Hannah to her son and started making preparations for the marriage. Queen Idara tried to explain the situation of things to Abigail and promised to get her married to a wealthy suitor after the prince's marriage. And she also told her that even if she didn't like Hannah, that she still had no choice because the king had approved of the marriage already. This didn't sit well with Abigail, and she suddenly challenged the queen and called her a wicked mother. Abigail became so rude to the queen. There was this particular maid of the queen whose name was Magdalene. She has worked for the queen for the longest time. She was one of the oldest maids in the palace. Magdalene urged Abigail to stop talking to the queen in that manner, but instead, Abigail slapped her and sent her out of the room, calling her a common maid. The queen was furious and was pushed to tell her the secret she had kept away from her for so long. Abigail, who do you think you are? The woman you just slapped is your bed mother. She came to this palace with an unwanted pregnancy and was homeless. I took her in and she gave birth to you. Since I didn't have a daughter, I decided to treat you as my daughter. How dare you slap her and call her a common maid? Then you are also the daughter to a common maid. Abigail broke down in tears and ran out. It was too much for her to take in, but that didn't change her evil mind one bit. She was so consumed by hate and wanted to take Hannah out of the way at all costs. The tension between Hannah and Abigail grew as their rivalry intensified. Abigail, who was desperate and angry, saw no way out of this tangled love triangle. One night, when everyone had slept in the palace, Abigail concocted a plan to get rid of the queen. She was consumed by jealousy and hatred and decided that if she couldn't have Prince Mfon, neither of them will. She waited until nightfall when no one was watching. She sneaked into the house where the queen was resting. With a heavy heart and cold determination, she used a sharp knife to end the woman's life. Running out of the queen's quarter, she sneaked into Hannah's room, who currently went to the kitchen to drink some water. She tactically hid the knife in between Hannah's belongings. In the morning, everyone soon found out about the queen's death, and Abigail started accusing Hannah for the queen's murder, and even said that she saw her last night walking out of the queen's quarter. The king ordered Hannah's room to be searched, and soon the bloody knife was found. Prince Mfon was completely broken when the king ordered for Hannah to be thrown into the palace prison for execution the next day. In a blink of an eye, he lost the only two precious women in his life. Inside the palace prison, Hannah stayed hopeful, refused to panic, but instead put her brain to work, because if she has to survive, she needs to think fast. Abigail was overjoyed that Hannah and the queen at last are out of the way. But what she didn't know was that someone saw what she did last night. And guess who? Magdalene, the maid, her bed mother, saw everything. But the question is, will she go to the king to rat her daughter out and get her killed just to rescue Hannah? Of course no. But soon, the whole event will take a new turn. Hannah was left to herself to use her unbeatable wisdom of a tortoise to save herself. Later in the night, Prince Mfon went to the prison to see Hannah for the last time, and also to ask why she did it. Hannah tried to convince the prince that she didn't do it, but he didn't believe her. Finally, she asked him for one last favor. She wanted to see the queen's quarter where the queen was murdered, but the prince refused. After a few hours of pleading with the prince, he accepted to help her, but on one condition, which was if she couldn't prove her innocence tonight, that in the morning he would kill her himself. Hannah accepted, and told him to help her do few more things. That night, the priest gathered everyone to the door of the queen's quarter and announced that the true evidence has been found. And he also announced that Hannah was not the murderer, that she was framed. "I will give the culprits just this night to enjoy our last hours," said the prince, just like Hannah had instructed him to say. Hannah suspected that Abigail was the murderer, but she needed proof. To everyone's surprise, they saw Hannah coming out from the queen's quarter, holding something that seems like a cloth wrapped in a black waterproof bag. She handed it over to the prince in front of everyone, seeming as if it was the true evidence the prince was talking about. And Prince Mfon, with a sad face, handed the item to his right-hand man and ordered him to take it to his study room. He said this loud enough for everyone to hear, and they were all dismissed. Everyone went to sleep exception of one person, Abigail. She wondered if she had left any loopholes that gave her out. She feared for her life, knowing that she was fighting against a very wise opponent. When she tried to sneak into the prince's study room, she heard some loud noise and commotions, so she retrieved her steps back to her room. Now, there was little to nothing she could do than to wait for her dead. In the morning, everyone was gathered once again, and the prince said he wanted to present the true culprits. He ordered his servants to go to the prison and bring her out, but Abigail was confused because she was standing right there, but not in the prison. Surprisingly, Magdalene was brought out. It happened that a servant was hidden in the prince's study room, knowing that the culprits would come for the evidence, and unfortunately, Magdalene, the maid, came first and was caught. She confessed that she killed the queen and refused to mention her daughter's name, Abigail. Unexpectedly, Magdalene rushed and hit her head on the wall and died instantly. Almost immediately, Abigail fainted and was rushed out of the room. Nobody knew why. Moral lesson: wisdom is profitable to direct in the midst of your biggest fear. Do not panic, but use your brain instead. Think and ask God for wisdom, and you will be amazed at what you will come up with that will help you through that situation triumphantly. Do not forget our challenge. The time starts now. See you guys on my next video. I love you all. Mama G.